What's the reason that Frieza became the way he is now? Was he born that way or was he raised that way? This is where Dragon Ball Unguarded put all the pieces together. We didn't get the backstory of Frieza in Dragon Ball Z. We don't know much about his childhood. How did he become Frieza that we know? All what we know is that he has a mother and a father, and we saw actually King Kong, but we didn't see much from his childhood. And this comic slash manga is a fan-made one called Unguarded. It talks about Frieza's childhood, how with time he became the Frieza that we know, and we get introduced to his mother and all of his family. To be clear, this isn't canon, it's not written by Akira Toriyama, but it takes a lot of canon elements and uses them in the manga. And I thought it would be interesting exploring this manga because we never got anything to do with the backstory of Frieza. So our story starts with the birth of Frieza. His looks are exactly like his mom's. From the moment he was born, King Cold wants to assess his power level to see if he will be as powerful as he thought, but his mother Nova doesn't want any of that. Fast forward 5 years from that point, Frieza is a bit grown up. We begin to see how he is as a child, how he acts, the way he is. It's not something that we used to see from Frieza. At that point we see a different side of him. He's playful, cheerful, and kind. He asks his mom why there isn't anyone that he can play with. Frieza wants friends, but there isn't anyone that is willing to be his friend, or just the fact of who he is. They get interrupted by King Cold and Cooler training, which Frieza sees as a good opportunity to have some fun. Watching the fight, Frieza gets hit by Cooler, which sparks the first moment that we see Frieza's power. He hits Cooler with a death beam, which almost kills him. King Cold sees that. He was searching for a warrior that can replace his troops, a warrior with the power of 100. He starts training Frieza, but Frieza can't take it. He's still young. He gets injured. Nova, his mom, takes care of him. We see at that point that Frieza really likes his mom. He respects her and loves her like no other. That's the relationship that Frieza has with his mom. A while after that, King Cold takes his family to a different planet. When they arrive, Nova and King Cold start fighting for Frieza's future. Nova sees a better future for Frieza, one that is full of hope, one that doesn't have the same fate as Cooler and King Cold. King Cold, on the other hand, sees another future for him, one where he's one of the leaders of the army. So he hits Nova and takes Frieza to the ship and sends him to a planet where its people aren't willing to negotiate. Frieza on that planet doesn't want to fight. The only times that he used his power was to defend himself, so he doesn't know what to do. He destroys that planet because he just can't control his power. It's not what Frieza wanted, but that's what the outcome was. Frieza survives, and it's the first time that we see a planet destroyed by him. Back on the ship, King Cold reveals that it's not Frieza, the warrior worth 100, but it's someone else. It's the Saiyans. We get to see for the first time the Saiyan race, where King Cold is trying to find their planet, and he put Cooler in charge to do that. Frieza survives after destroying the planet and get picked up to get treated. His mom sees that and takes him for a walk. We see him as someone who didn't want what happened, who didn't want any of that. As someone who doesn't want to fight, he's forced to do that by his father, King Cold. Nova tries to cheer Frieza up after what happened. King Cold takes Frieza to train him, to suppress his power, and he gets his first form by suppressing all the power that leaks from him. That's the first time that we see his first form and how he got it. Fast forward a bit, we get the backstory for Nova, Frieza's mother. It's a bit long, so I'm gonna summarize it. She is born to a normal family. They don't treat her well. When King Cold asks to see her, to see if she can be his bride, they get along well, but he can't take her right away because she is still young. He leaves her with her family, but promises to come back to her. Her family starts tormenting her. When King Cold arrives, he sees that. He takes her from them and promises that no one will treat her like that ever again. He will give her everything because now she will be the queen. But as we saw in the story, he doesn't live to that promise, as he struck her over the future of Frieza. Because of that, in the present, Nova tries to flee with Frieza. She takes him with the help of the Saiyan, but that doesn't work. The Saiyan sees the full moon and transforms. He almost kills Nova, but Frieza interferes and cuts his tail off. That's the first time that Frieza starts to develop hatred towards anyone, towards monkeys and Saiyans. His mom is is all what he loves, so he will do anything for her. While Nova was treating, Frieza starts working for King Cold. They're helping the Saiyans with their revolution on their planet, and this is canon, the revolution of the Saiyans. They're having a meeting. As Frieza is walking, he pulls one of the Saiyans' hair. It's the first time that we see Frieza doing it. The change after all the training and what happened with his mom is starting to show. He's grown more and more aggressive because of the events that folded. He goes back to his mom and tells her what happened. As he regrets it, Nova yells at him and tells him to go there and apologize immediately to the Saiyan, because the Frieza that she knows won't do what he did. He goes back and actually saves the Saiyan from King Vegeta, but when he saves the Saiyan, he starts toying with him a bit. We see that he doesn't want to hurt the Saiyan. He doesn't apologize either. He just saves him. But we could see that Frieza kinda saw a friend in that Saiyan. A friend that he never had. A friendship that no one expects to see Frieza having. He gets back to the ship. We get introduced to the characters from Captain Ginyu, and here where the manga is at right now. It's not finished, it's ongoing. So what I like about this story is it fills all the pieces that we never got. It puts them right in their place. It takes a lot of things that are canon and implements those things in this manga. Even if it's fan-made, it's well done. It gives us a side of Frieza that we didn't see. A kind side. A side that he just wants friendship, and over time, Frieza begins to change, and we see that change in each chapter. The first one, he was kind, cheerful, playful, he wants just friends, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. And the next chapter, we see him destroying a plane, and the third, we see him more and more aggressive. The manga, as it goes on, it gets darker and darker. The way Frieza has it right now, he has to choose between right and wrong. Righteous and evil, his mom and his father. His mom wants a future for him where he doesn't have to resort to killing, destroying planets and all of that. She wants a future where he can be happy, he has friends, he has people to rely on. She doesn't want the same fate as King Cold and Cooler. But King Cold sees a different future, a future for Frieza that he replaces him, he takes command of his army, a future where Frieza conquers planets. That's the future that King Cold sees for Frieza, and Frieza has to choose. But the way the manga is going, and the way we know in the Dragon Ball series, since no one from Frieza's race is still alive now except Frieza, Frieza's mother is gonna die, and when she dies, that will be the trigger for Frieza to go full evil on everyone. He starts to develop hatred for the Saiyans, and over time that hatred will grow. His mom is what's keeping him from transforming like his father wants. So when his mother dies, it will change forever. He will become the evil guy that we all know. So this was the fan-made manga that we saw Frieza's childhood in, his mother and the origin of Frieza. This was Dragon Ball Unguarded. Saying that, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.